All right, let's talk about something that sooner or later gets to every single one of us: aging. But we're not just going to talk about it in the usual way. Today, we are going to completely flip the script. We're going to take that old, tired story about aging being all about decline, and we're going to replace it with something so much more powerful: a story about transformation, character, and leaving a real legacy.
But first, let's just get real for a minute. When you think about getting older, what really comes to mind? For a lot of us, it's a topic that's kind of wrapped up in anxiety, you know? It's a conversation we might have in whispers, if we have it at all. So just take a second. Ask yourself, what are my fears? What are my worries? Because just admitting them to yourself, that's the very first step to changing the entire story. And hey, if you're feeling any of that, you are definitely not alone. When you look at the research and just talk to people, the same anxieties pop up again and again. There's that sudden feeling that time is running out, that sense of losing control, whether it's over our bodies or our lives. A lot of people dread that shift from being the one who gives to the one who receives care, or that deep fear of being lonely. And let's not pretend ageism isn't a thing, living in a culture that doesn't always honor its elders. And then, of course, there's the elephant in the room: death. These fears are totally real and they are completely valid. All those fears, they're basically the building blocks of what we can call the old story. It's the narrative that's been handed down to us, the one that screams from the rooftops that aging is just this long, slow process of loss and decay. It's a story of decline. And you know what? It's a story that just doesn't serve us anymore. So today, we're going to take it apart, piece by piece.
So, how exactly do we tear down that old story? Well, you do it by building a new one right next to it, a much better one. So instead of decline, we're going to talk about transformation. Instead of focusing on loss, we're going to focus on character. We're going to trade that awful fear of irrelevance for the incredible power of legacy. And maybe most importantly, we're going to shift our gaze from a purely physical focus to a much deeper spiritual focus. Look, this isn't just about playing with words. This is a fundamental change in how we see the entire journey. Let's start laying the foundation for this new story. And the cornerstone, the most important piece, is this idea: the force of character. The new way of thinking suggests that as the body changes, something else actually emerges, something with incredible power and clarity. And that something is character.
So, what do we really mean by character? It's not just about having a certain personality. Think of it like the philosopher James Hillman did, as a dynamic, active force. It's this quality inside you that isn't just about who you are, it's revealed in what you do. It's the thing that shapes the unique story of your life. And ultimately, it's the impression, the image you leave behind on the world. Hillman gives us this fantastic map for the journey, breaking it down into 3 stages. First, there's lasting. That's our effort to hold on, to maintain our energy and who we are. Then comes leaving. This is the big transition, the process of letting go. But here's the mind-blowing part. In this new story, the body's challenges aren't just declines. They actually become our teachers. They impart wisdom directly to our character. And finally, you have what's left. That's what remains, your legacy, the unique mark that only you could make on the world. So this whole idea of character, it's not just some internal philosophical concept. Oh no, it has a very real, very urgent job to do in the world today. It actually defines a completely new role for the elder in our modern times. Some people are even framing this as a new astrological era, the age of Pluto in Aquarius, which is all about big, systemic change in tearing down old structures. But honestly, you don't have to follow astrology at all to see what's happening. The old idea of the wise elder isolated on a mountaintop, that's dissolving. What's taking its place is something way more dynamic, way more connected. Just look at these new roles. A modern elder isn't a guru on a pedestal. They're a catalyst, sparking wisdom and action in other people. They are a critical bridge between the past and the future, helping younger generations stay grounded. Eldership is becoming an act of social and spiritual revolution, helping to build new communities. It's collaborative, it's networked, and it's deeply courageous, showing everyone else how to move through massive change with grace. Just let that sink in for a second. Eldership in this age is not about retreat. It is about revolution. It's an active, engaged, powerful force for change. It's about showing up, not checking out. Okay, so this all sounds incredible in theory, right? But how do we actually embody this new story? How do we build the physical energy and vitality we need to be a revolutionary elder?
Because you can't be a catalyst or a bridge if you don't have a solid foundation of your own strength. And for that, we can look for inspiration from a culture that has absolutely mastered the art of longevity.
Did you know that Japan has over 90,000 people living past the age of 100? That's just wild. And researchers have found that their secret isn't some fancy gym or complicated workout plan. Nope, it's hidden in plain sight, in simple, everyday movements. Let's look at just a few of the key habits that support their incredible vitality. So let's break down 3 of these super simple but crazy powerful movements. First, there's Sampo, which is basically the art of slow, mindful walking. It's amazing for your balance. Second is Radio Taiso. This is a 3-minute morning ritual of gentle stretches that literally millions of Japanese people do every day to get their joints moving. And third, the single leg stand. I know, it sounds almost too simple, but standing on one leg for just a minute a day has been shown to dramatically improve your brain health and coordination. And the results are, well, they're staggering. Just look at this data. People who do these simple practices see things like 40% fewer falls, 55% less chronic back pain, and get this, 68% fewer hip fractures. So the big takeaway here is that these small, consistent, mindful movements build some serious physical resilience. And this isn't just about avoiding injury. It's about cultivating the physical confidence you need to fully step into that powerful, revolutionary elder role we were just talking about. So we've rebuilt the story of aging from the inside out, from the force of our character to the simple physical practices that keep us strong. And that brings us to our conclusion, to a powerful new way to see your entire life as your magnum opus. A magnum opus, that's a great work, right? It's an artist's masterpiece. So what if you saw your life that way, as this evolving work of art, where every single experience, every challenge, every joy is just another brushstroke contributing to the final incredible masterpiece? That perspective just fills your life with so much purpose. It turns every moment into a creative act. And this right here is the ultimate takeaway. The work of our later years is not about a slow fade to black. It's not about preparing for an exit. It's about arrival. It's about finally, fully showing up, condensing a lifetime of wisdom, and embodying your highest self in every single moment you have, right here and right now. So, I'll leave you with this question to ponder. As the creator of your own life, as the artist of your own masterpiece, what story are you going to tell? What unique, beautiful image will you leave behind? What will be your magnum opus?